Don't you worry, the clip's about to begin, but don't forget to subscribe. Or else. Don't make me turn this website around.
We've got Sarah from Idaho. Wants to know how to get over the overwhelming fear of hell. Hello, Sarah, you're on the line.
Hi, oh my goodness. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well. I have been listening to Matt for about 6 months, and honestly, this is the first time I've heard of you, Mr. Rhino. I don't know what to call you, but
you've been missing out. Go find Viced Rhino's YouTube, because I don't watch atheist YouTubers, but I do watch his stuff when I can.
Aw, thanks, Matt.
Okay. I will. And first of all, I just want to say thank you so much for literally everything that you have done, all of your years of atheist experience and all of that. I'm pretty sure I'm caught up with all of the main, calls and everything like that. I binge watch them while I'm doing my work every day. I can't breathe. I grew up traditional Roman Catholic, so went to an all-girls nun school, and hell was definitely punched into my brain, and I'm trying to figure out how to get over it.
But when I found my way out of religion, I wasn't that much of a believer because of a fear or a threat of hell, but it was there. And when I found my way out, I found relief, but I don't know that anybody else necessarily feels that way, because I've met plenty of people who don't have any belief in hell, can laugh at it, and then will still wake up in the middle of the night with a nightmare about it because they were indoctrinated as a kid. And the only thing that I can tell you is that from the people I've talked to who deal with this, it does get better, and the frequency goes down over time, and it has less and less impact on their daily life. Because I don't even remember the last time I had a nightmare about what it was about. I can't promise that it's going to go away or diminish. I just tell you that's what people report, and that because I didn't feel that, I don't have any other, information because I haven't experienced it.
If I could, I didn't really go through that phase either, but I can tell you when I was a believer, my main fear of hell was for the people that I love, because there were people that I love that I knew were not Christian. And so I was terrified of the idea of them going to hell and me spending eternity without them, which was not even get into how messed up that is to begin with. But so for me, it was, I kind of agree with Matt there. When I left, it was a feeling of relief, but it wasn't so much relief that I'm not going to hell, there's not a chance of me to go to hell because I don't believe it exists. It's relief in that the people that I love, I don't need to worry about what religion they are. I can just have a relationship with them because I don't need to convince them to be with me in heaven, because I'm not going to be in heaven. So I don't know if maybe starting to think about it that way is like more of a good, people that I love that aren't Christian aren't going to be tortured forever might help you feel better about you not being tortured forever as well. Aside from that, there are some, like if you get involved with communities, atheist communities, there are a lot of people that have gone through exactly what you're going through now. If you need counseling, I know the Recovering from Religion Foundation will, if you get in touch with them, someone there will be able to direct you to where you might be able to get some good evidence-based counseling to help you work through this. Or it might just help to be around other like-minded people.
And I have reached out to Recovering from Religion, and they have been so fantastic. One thing, though, is that my parents are still very much in their faith. And anytime I'm around them, they push everything on me about, you're not going to church anymore, and you're what's going on, which, as horrible as it sounds, because of this awful virus, which hopefully, but I can use that as an excuse. I don't want to go because I don't want to be around everyone. So that has helped. But they also have been pushing it on my children. And my daughter will come home from hanging out with Grandma, and she'll say, Mama, I'm going to die soon, and, I want to go to heaven. And I don't know how to respond to that without, saying Grandma's a liar,
Okay. So I don't have any kids, and feel free to completely ignore what I'm going to say, because in a lot of situations, I have no idea what I would do, and I'm reluctant to give people advice about their kids. If I had a kid and they came home to tell me that Grandma was telling them that they were going to die soon, Grandma does not get to see that kid anymore until Grandma and I have a really serious fucking talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. 'Cause so my mother is she's a lay worship leader in the United Church of Canada. Now, they are a much more liberal branch than a lot of like Southern Baptist American churches. They are pro LGBTQ, and they're very liberal, but they still have hell and stuff like that. So I actually had my mother. I think I'm still in the closet with her. I haven't told her. I haven't come out and said I'm an atheist, but she knows I don't go to church. But I actually had to have a conversation with her and tell her, no, I don't want my kids going to church anymore. Because that would be the only time she would see them was when she took them to church, and it just got to a point where it's no, even though it's a liberal church, I'd still rather they not go to church.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely would recommend having that conversation with her, because they are your children. And you don't have to say, the way I would approach it would be to ask the question, I know the Bible says to bring them up in the way they should go, so that when they're older, they will not depart from it. But if the Bible really is true, then why do you have to get the kids before they develop the ability to determine truth for themselves? Why can't, if they grow up to be adults and then they become Christian, if it's true and an honest search for the truth will lead you to it, why would you be afraid to wait until they can tell truth for themselves?
Meanwhile, I'm a prime example of someone who was raised in it, who did depart from it. And so are the people in the Clergy Project, and,
oh, you were never a true Christian.
That's the interesting discussion, because I've gotten different answers to that from different believers. But Sarah, back to you and your child. You've got to draw boundaries, and if people aren't willing to respect those boundaries, if they're sensible and reasonable, then those people are not sensible and reasonable. So if you just say, look, I don't want you telling my kid about religion, but when they're old enough to have the conversation, do it. But you're not going to be indoctrinating my kid, period. And if they can't accept that, if they won't, respect your boundaries, then they don't respect you, and they don't respect your position as a parent. And ask your mom how she would have reacted if somebody would have taught you stuff that she didn't approve of.
Yeah, I know how she would have reacted. She would have been pissed.
Yeah, I've never met her, and I know how she was reacted.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your call.
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. Best of luck. Call us back.
You both.
Call us back and let us know how it's going, and keep reaching out to recovering from religion and stuff, because
absolutely,
they're going to have experts with better advice than either of us are going to get.
Have a good night.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Nope, didn't mean to cut her off. I'm sorry.
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip for The Line. While you're here, hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and then share this with that bitter uncle of yours who loves talking about the good old days.